Hello and welcome. Today we will introduce you to one of Finland's most famous artists, Helene Schjerfbeck, and her famous painting, Dancing Shoes. Schjerfbeck was born in Helsinki in 1862. She began her art studies at the age of 11 at the Finnish Art Society's drawing school, which was quite exceptional at the time. As a young woman, she traveled to Paris to continue her studies, and there she became acquainted with Impressionist art and the new winds of modern painting. In Paris, she saw the works of Edouard Manet and Edgar Degas, among others, and the influences are visible in her early work, especially light shadows and the precise observation of a person in motion. Schjerfbeck was very dedicated and self-critical, and her career spanned over 6 decades, most of which she worked in a minimalist, almost modernist style. The first version of Dancing Shoes was completed in 1882 when Schjerfbeck was only 20 years old. He had already studied for years and received critical acclaim for his early works. The painting depicts his 10-year-old cousin, Esther, trying out new dancing shoes. The painting is realistic, with the precision of academic realism. The cousin sits on a small stool, her white tulle skirt and black velvet jacket stand out, and her hair partially covers her face, adding a bit of mystery. Critics noted that the legs were disproportionately long, and this earned the work the nickname Ruohosirkka, the grasshopper. Schjerfbeck himself stated that the critics had not actually seen his cousin's legs. This painting is also very autobiographical. Schjerfbeck injured her hip as a child, which prevented her from dancing. Perhaps that is why he managed to capture the joy and movement of his cousin's dance so sensitively, as if he himself had wanted to experience it. The dimensions are approximately 55 to 58 centimeters high and 64.5 to 65 centimeters wide. In 2008, this work was sold at a Sotheby's auction for approximately 3.9 million euros. At that time, the highest price ever paid for a Finnish painting. In 1938 to 1939, Schjerfbeck returned to the same subject, now aged 77, at the behest of art dealer Gösta Steinman. Steinman paid Schjerfbeck a monthly salary and commissioned a series of reproductions of his old works. This later version is more pared down and modern. Details are reduced to a minimum. The composition is more static and the form simplified. The colors are more subdued and the atmosphere is introspective, slightly melancholic. It reflects Schjerfbeck's philosophy of his late career. Realistic depiction is no longer the most important thing, but the balance of form, color, and emotion. This version was sold at a Sotheby's auction in 1990 for approximately 1.5 million euros, which was the second highest price for a Finnish work of art at the time. When comparing these two versions, we see the entire development of Schjerfbeck's career, the dazzlingly skillful realism of his youth and the introspective modernism of his old age. Early version, narrative, detailed, emphasizing movement, light and shadows. Late version, reduced, introspective, shapes and colors in balance, the mood melancholic. Both works focus on a child trying on dancing shoes, symbolizing innocence and the joy of dance. But the late version also brings in the artist's own loneliness and life experience. And finally, some facts you might not know. Schjerfbeck received 2 government grants before painting the 1882 work. The grasshopper is the nickname of the work because of its long legs. Both versions are oil paintings on canvas, but the later one is more minimalist and introspective. The 1882 painting sold for a record price at auction, and the 1939 version was also a notable sale at auction. Schjerfbeck managed to maintain his recognizable handprint in his works from youth to old age, even though his style changed completely to modernism. If you like this video and want more stories about Finnish art, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press like. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next video.